podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chill, and this is episode number 175. And this week I'm joined by my co host, Roger, aka Lunatic Oblivion. How's it going now, man?
Hey man, how are you?
Seems to be much better than you after having to be called into work over the weekend.
Yeah, dude. I after a 50-hour work week and then have to go right back to work tomorrow because I worked yesterday and today, and I'm like,
No
I
breaks
worked
off.
7 days this week. I don't want to work again tomorrow, but my boss is like, I'll see you at 8 a.m. and I was like,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yay me.
Yay. Like and me and the family also seem to have come down with a cold or something this weekend, so that sucked.
That's always the best.
I was like, all right, man, I am so not ready.
Yeah, definitely not fun. But let's talk about stuff that has been fun, and that is video games, my man. We are back to a pretty solid list of playing games. We actually missed last week's episode, so we just get to talk about two games that we recently beat. And let's just kick it off with Abiotic Factor. That was a game that we've been playing for quite some time now, but we finally got the roll credits. It may have seemed very abrupt, and there got to be a lot more to it. But what was your overall thoughts on Abiotic and how it ended?
I thought it was too fast. I thought the game ended way before it was ready, but also at the same time, the game was like the game overstayed its welcome at some point as well. So it was like you're caught between this. We need to get the game done, but we didn't get it done nicely. We just snapped our fingers and Thanos snapped the world, and you're like,
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way to summarize it without
okay.
spoiling the game. Oh yeah, because once we put two and two together and we realized what truly happened at the end of the game, we were like, oh, that the world has been fucked and then some. But yeah, that ending boss battle was I don't know, weird.
It's weird, yeah, because like all the enemies throughout the game, like you never get a health bar or anything, so you never really know what's going on. You're just like, are they dead yet? Are they dead yet? Are they dead yet? Come on, please die, 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 die. Stop fighting.
Yeah.
Stop fighting back.
Yeah, and obviously, like, we went through like 3 stages, I think, maybe 4, to finally get it, and like we literally exhausted all of our ammo. Like, if it wasn't for my staff that generates ammo from stabbing, we would have not been able to fucking do it. You were like, yo, I'm getting ready to teleport back, blah blah blah, and then I think you did actually or whatever, and I'm like, I think I got him. I'm getting him. I got him. And just fucking, it was going crazy though.
Like almost back, and you're like, and it starts rolling credits, and I was like, oh,
I guess he beat him.
okay, I guess we win.
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy and definitely got pretty hectic. Like, his fucking laser that would like almost like one tap you if you don't hide behind a rock. But thankfully, I was standing right by the guy that would heal you, and he also revives you too. So I was like, I'm alive, I'm dead. I'm alive, I'm dead. I'm alive, I'm dead.
Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, but I mean, generally, I think we gave the game like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I can't remember. And I feel like it did everything great. Like, there were very very few gripes, and it was really just the ending that prevented it from being like that. That 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and the end game farming started to really get tedious because it's like, okay, you get to the point in a game where like if you get some good gear, you get to the next area, all of a sudden they have to like trivialize your gear so that you don't like walk through the area. But like that's one of my biggest gripes with some of these games is like, okay, I get there and I'm like, okay, I don't want to have to sit here and reforge and refarm everything like crazy. And I think one of the things that these games could do better in this genre is if you build up a gear set, it'll carry you through this and the next zone. But the zone after it, you have to rebuild your gear. Like, gear should carry you through an extra zone just so you can keep kind of playing it out.
Right, or like find a way to scale it to a point, like even if it was like for this instance, it's like the next area, it's like fuck, my shit's it's pointless. But like maybe like halfway through the new zone, it would do fairly well, but you could start to see it like taper off instead of it being like really abrupt. You like walk into the next area and like, well, none of my shit even matters anymore.
Yeah, that's it. It was super annoying when that would happen. You're like, I have this cool gun. It's
you work your ass
now.
off to get it, and you're like, cool. I used it for like one enemy fight, one fight might or whatever. At the end, you're like, cool. Next area, and now it's pointless. You're like, I just wasted so much time getting that stuff.
Why'd I even do this? Why am I even here?
I mean, we spent like let's just round numbers, 200 hours beating this game. Like we
Hmm.
put, and then that really just came down to a lot of fucking farming and whatnot. And it's just like,
Hmm.
man, this game could have been. I think that's probably one of the, I guess, the weaknesses of the game is just how the weapon or the armor and weapons scaled, along with obviously the ending.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, nonetheless, that was overall a fun game. It blew my mind away. Honestly, it was a game that I was just like, I'm probably not going to play, and here we are. Ended up beating it with you.
Yeah. I saw the game for a while there and I was like, man, this looks pretty good. I'm thinking I'll get it. And I just sort of kept sitting there. I'm like, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it. And I finally decided, all right, it's on Game Pass. All right, I'm gonna play it on Game Pass. And I was like, this game is so good. It honestly, it was better than it had any right to be.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about the other cooperative game that we started and beat within a week. Much less than 200 hours to beat this one, and that was with Aliens Fireteam Elite. We got to beat this in a 3-player co-op with Philipher, which was a lot of fun, and it was pretty cool to be able to play an Aliens game cooperatively because pretty much every other Aliens game is a single-player driven game. Obviously, it's more like
Hmm.
horror focused, where this one was like not really horror at all. I mean, there was a couple quote unquote jump scares. You're like, oh shit, like because it just would jump out of nowhere. But then a lot of it started to become very, very fucking predictable. You're like, I know there's a guy around this corner. As soon as
Yeah,
I walk around this corner, I'm fucked.
the one time you just dodged him, and I was like, dude, I went around the corner and I was like, there's gonna be a guy there, and he just like looks at me and he's like, I was like, dodge. He just gone.
Missed.
All right, bye. I'm gonna go over here now.
Yeah, that was definitely epic. But yeah, this was actually a really fun game. Like it definitely did better than what I anticipated just from watching the reviews, and just it definitely did
Hmm.
not do well during its launch. But maybe it was one of those games that once it got all the updates it needed and the content that it needed, it was where the game needed to be. And that's why I say it all the time. It's like I'm almost tempted to just wait to play certain games because the game's going to be in a
Yeah,
much better state. But you can clearly see it had an issue with like the card system, like what it was trying to be, and like how it was supposed to be like this game that you're going to be playing every day, all day long, grinding it, but for absolutely no reason. Like the game couldn't quite understand its identity. I think. But I mean, overall, it was a really fun game. I mean, I really enjoyed the guns and how you can customize them, and your perks and how you could align those on your little. I don't know what the fuck you would call it, like data pad, I guess. That fucking would
mhm,
plug in, and if you connected it to these ones, you got enhanced bonuses and stuff like that. The different class systems was pretty badass too. Especially, I feel like mine was insane with the shotgun that I eventually upgraded to. Like, my god, that was a hand cannon. Like,
yeah,
that shit was insane. Phil's healing thing was pretty awesome to have, like just in case. Just throw it down and you can just get passive healing without like having to just stop what you're doing, and throwing the fucking med kit. Um, but yeah, and then what was yours was the fucking turrets. Them shits were insane. Just like turret, 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 turret. I'm like, yo,
I kept picking up turrets from the boxes, and I was like, I'm
that
gonna
too.
hold on to these. And then, like at the end of the game, I was like, well, I'm not playing this again. So I dumped all of my fucking money into just buying turrets. And I was like, every mission, I walked into like 6 turrets, and I was like, here we go
We're
again.
just steamrolling every fucking section. It's like there's gonna be a massive wave. We're like, what wave?
What wave? They're like incoming, and we're just sitting there at the end, and we're like, when are they gonna get here? Like, they actually coming? And then like we're like, I think there's a queen gonna show up, and she's like, I'm invincible, and it's like,
Yeah. Okay.
okay,
Yep. And
yeah, I'll run.
yeah,
And we just like speed ran out of the building like nothing. And I was
that
like,
was like one of the weirdest endings. Like I felt very disconnected and just it
it's
felt like it was
we
missing a lot.
steamrolled it.
Yeah.
We steamrolled the game, so like by the time we got to the point where it was like, okay, we're supposed to panic, like they forced it to the point where we couldn't do anything about it, and I was like, okay, this all makes sense. But like in lore, you can kill a queen. That's not a problem. Like,
Right. And the way that we were going, we could have
yeah,
killed that fucking queen in quick. Because you see what
she'd have
we were
been
doing
like,
to the warriors and the drones, like those,
yeah,
like here comes one, all right, and they're dead. Like activating me and Phil's ability
spawn
where it
die,
fucking
spawn die.
the abilities that we had where like mine was like increased fire rate and
Yep.
reload speed and shit like that. And then Phil's, I forget what Phil's did. I think like enhanced damage or some shit or steady aim or accuracy. And it's like dead. Like it was just insane with my shotgun. You're
You
like,
both would pop your ability, and I'm just like, oh,
we got
oh,
him. Because like in
we
the
got him,
beginning
boy.
of the game, we're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. But like middle to the end of the game, it's like, yeah, fuck them over. They have no chance. I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, no, it felt really silly. Just a lot of it felt really fucking silly. I don't even know how to describe some of what we did there. It was just goofy how just simple the game played out.
Right. And the rating we ended up giving it was me and you gave it a 7. I think Phil said he gave it a 6. You know, those are fitting ratings. It was a good game, but it didn't do anything great. It wasn't like
Yeah,
an okay game. It wasn't a game where it didn't hold my attention. Like, not gonna lie, like hour and a half sessions that we were playing at hour and a half to 2 hour sessions, I feel like they
I
went
was
by in
like,
a
this
fucking
feels
blink.
good.
It went by in a blink. It wasn't like, man, like I feel like I did so much. Oh, it's only been 20 minutes. Like it didn't feel like it dragged out, you know? Like you were complete missions like, holy fuck, like where did time go?
Like the missions felt well flushed out, but like a lot of them, my biggest qualm was there was a lot of reused assets. It felt like in a lot of places, like the one stairwell where you had to go from all the way at the bottom or all the way at the top to the opposite end, and it was just like, all right, now I'm kind of sitting here going, okay, can we get something new? But it
Yeah.
definitely felt good when we had missions that were like, okay, you're gonna like, go to this whole planet and do this thing, and you're like, you're on this whole planetoid. And it actually felt new and interesting and exciting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely can second on that one. Um, and there is one gripe that I had was like the whole card system. It was like once we started using the cards after each mission, you had to like back out and go back to base to then load back into the mission. But if you
So
didn't
you
activate
stopped
any
using them.
cards, yeah, we stopped using the cards because then you can continue the campaign without going back. And I was just like,
Hmm.
this is really weird. Like it, like in between loading times to your next mission, it should just be like select your new card, boom, into the next thing. Like I don't. I really was curious, like why the
Yeah.
design development designs that they did on that was really weird.
Hmm.
All right, so yeah, so that's that. Really looking forward to whatever we decide to play next. Looks like it'll probably be Jump Space, I think it's called, and or some other games. We'll figure that out. But nonetheless, let's talk about some other games that we've been playing this week. And looks like you got a pretty solid list. What is Norland, man? That's a new one here on your list.
Orlin is it follows off this whole genre of city builders, but sort of like RimWorld, which is a game I used to play a bunch, and it definitely it's had some time to cook, and I think it's one of those games that's vastly improved since it cooked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get some gameplay up here. Some person is playing it right now. Um, it seems very interesting, but definitely a game your speed, not my speed. That is for sure.
Yeah,
I might.
definitely can feel that.
I would probably fall asleep trying to play this game. But yeah, I mean, you see yourself playing this the whole way through, or you popped in.
Well, it's early access, and like it definitely has issues like at the top part of the game where it definitely feels like it slows down a lot. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd probably keep playing it.
Dope, dope. So let's talk about a game that I'm probably just gonna drop after today, and that's Fire Emblem Shadows. This was a game that was recently shadow dropped the other day, and to sum it up, I think Angel from our Discord summed it up perfectly. It's an auto chess game. It it is what it is.
It is.
Like I mean, it's free to
You're
play.
exactly right.
It's a smartphone game. I do like I do like how all of the cutscenes per se are actually voice acted, and you're not sitting there just
Hmm.
like reading, clicking, reading, clicking. Like I hate those
Hmm.
kind of games. Like everything is fucking voice acted, and it's pretty cool. But it's an interesting concept. Like during the battles, um, one of your teammates is a traitor, but you don't know who it
Mhm.
is. And after the fight, you have to realize you have to like pick who in your teammates was a traitor. And then like once you figure it out, like you get like bonuses if you guess correctly, and you don't get as big of a bonus. I seem to notice if you picked wrong, but then you fight the traitor then in a battle next. So interesting mechanic there, but I've never really played any Fire Emblem games, so I mean, this was way out of left field for me to even think about downloading. But I was just like, hey, I have nothing to do at work right now. Let me just download this game that just shadow dropped, and I can just give some quick insight onto it.
It's definitely not a Fire Emblem game. It's a Fire Emblem in name only.
Right. It just seemed like a grab. Like I don't think there's any microtransaction. No, I'm actually lying. I'm lying. There's a fucking battle pass and the thing that you can buy and get and level up and whatnot. I'm sure it's just
No.
it's a cash grab. Now that I think about it, it is very much a cash grab. But it's available on iOS and Android devices for anybody who wants to play a auto chess Fire Emblem game. I guess it's considered like it's a tactical role playing game mixed with social deduction elements is what it's called. Um, so yeah, it's weird. It's definitely a weird
I don't
one.
believe you.
Go check it out if you're a big Fire Emblem because you may like it. Maybe there's some kind of connection and deep storytelling that resonates better with those folks. But definitely not with me. It was a really out there kind of game.
Mhm.
All right, man. Let's talk about some other games. How's the King is Watching? I know you picked this one up. We talked about it before, but is this one still doing really well?
I really haven't played it much since the week before last, so it's on my list just because I had played it 2 weeks ago. But it's an okay game. It's just nothing crazy.
That's fair. Just
Yeah,
you just find your
I
like picking it up and playing it whenever.
for a few hours, then I'll put it back down, and I'm like, okay, that was fun for a little bit. Moving on.
Trying to figure out how to fucking remove the message. I can only fucking block the person.
Yeah,
Maybe you can get that removed out of that chat for
yeah.
us. I hate when people do stupid shit like that. I thought we were
It's a
moving
bot.
past it. But all right, let's talk about some other games here I've been playing. So I am trying to get through Lost Soul Side, which is the PS5 exclusive that I've been talking about. Um, it's a really fucking enjoyable game. I am really not going to lie. Even if
Hmm.
some of the like level design is very like samey, like you go to like a new realm, like a new section of the world, because they're like, oh, there's an alternate dimension in the snow plains. There's an alternate dimension in this area, and each area you have to go through like three or four like mini bosses, I guess per se, to unlock the
Hmm.
alternate dimension. And like the mini bosses are actually corrupted by like the bad guy. Let's just say the bad guy in the game. And once you kill them, they get like filtered out and like they come back to their senses and they're like, what happened? Oh
What was I
man. And then
doing?
like they join your team or whatever. But they like I'm guessing maybe they'll come in at like the end of the game and like fight alongside you to fight the ultimate bad guy. I'm assuming. But yeah, you get to the alternate dimension, which puts you in this like exactly what it says, alternate fucking reality. It reminds me of like the VR missions from Metal Gear Solid back in the day. It really puts you in like some really weird places, and there's a lot of puzzle solving. And it's like, how do I get there without dying? Or okay, now I gotta get into this boss battle. You gotta like, I have 4 weapons now, and each weapon has like a certain thing that can unlock certain environmental things, like to lift things up or to break things. I have to use a certain weapon, stuff like that. There's a lot of parkour to it, but I just love the combat in this game. My God, like it's so smooth and fluid. Like the combos doesn't feel like there's a lot of games where you go from one combo to the next combo and it feels like there was like that sudden pause, that jank in between them, and it feels weird.
Your-
This
Yeah,
motherfucker,
your character sort of like
yeah,
and like they twist themselves and contort themselves, and there's that stutter. It
yeah,
feels like when you're trying to change your tempo mid swing,
yes.
it
This
doesn't
game
flow fluidly.
this game does a phenomenal job at that. Um, the only gripe that I really have is like the boss battles, because like I was telling you how it's like very souls. It's not very souls like, but it has like souls like souls light mechanics, I guess per se.
Mhm.
But like I can literally just button mash through all of the enemies in the game, and like you have these like special abilities that you can activate with your arena, which is like your pet dragon per se, who gives you all these other abilities and shit. He's technically this like monstrous power, but he's like in this like small form right now, and like that goes crazy, and then you're like, use my powers, and you just start fucking them up, and it has like that like their stamina bar, like if you break their stamina bar they get stunned, and then you can hit square and X, and you get like you go into this like overkill fucking drive, and you can just do massive amounts of damage, and it's just like the flow and that it seems
Mhm.
really good, but it's just like button mash, like, and I can just like you timing the moves in the game seem easier in this kind of game, or either or the dodging window is very big because like when you I dodge their attacks like most of the time, it's like I don't think I've died in a boss battle yet in this game. So like the difficulty isn't there. Like I feel like this is a game that could be played at a higher difficulty. I was looking at like the trophies and stuff like that. Like there are trophies like beat this one on the nightmare mode without healing and shit like that. I'm like, oh fuck, like that'd be crazy.
Okay, well, if you say so.
Like I do have fucking 10 health potions minimum, like, and plus all these other potions that you can like take, and they're like instantaneous. Like there is no like animation. Like you don't have to fucking finish
Mhm.
drinking it and then you can go into battle. It's just like "Bloop, I'm healed." And I'm like, all right, I love this.
No way,
Like
thanks.
like it just makes it feel like faster, like a much more fast-paced game. Nothing feels slowed down. Like you're
Mhm.
on the go. It's badass. And then like some of the missions too, like you have to hop on your fucking sword and like ride your sword, like it's hovering off the ground. That's been pretty cool. Like you're on this like temple run kind of mission or a
Yeah.
subway surfer. Yeah, I mean, it's it's a fun experience. Like I don't think it's like this masterpiece of a game, but like I'm genuinely having fun. Like I feel like I spent, this was a brand new game. I bought it for what, 60 bucks I think it was, and I'm like, I feel like I got my money's worth. Like it's been a
Mhm.
fun game. And the fact that it's going to take about I think 22ish hours to beat, and I'm a little over halfway done with the game. You know, I feel like it's a good length too. Like
Mhm.
I don't feel a sense of like, oh, it's dragging on. It's here for too long. At least not yet. But you know, I'm like, man, what's next? Like, how are we going to fix this? Like, the ultimate goal is like trying to rescue your sister's soul. So it's like that drive is still there to like, man, I want my sister. I want to fucking fix everybody.
This is what I'm trying to do.
But then like the attachment to like, so the ultimate bad guy, his name is Aramon, whatever.
Mhm.
But like, there's also like you're dealing with the Empire too, which is very Star Wars esque. And this Empire is like, I'm going to try and help you, and like you can see like he's going to try and help you, but in the end he's going to betray you. Like it's clear as day, and this like
Yeah.
Empire just seemed, the Emperor, like you meet the Emperor like a couple of times where you're like, he is a very
He's a
mischievous.
fucking bad guy.
This is clearly a bad guy, and this guy is very powerful. It's like meeting Palpatine in person. You're like, yep.
My guy's sitting there like something dark side, and you're like, did
Yeah.
you just say dark side? No.
No. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, shout out to this game, and I'm glad I ended up picking this one up. But I do got to get through it because Ghost of Yotei or Yotai comes out on October
Mhm.
2nd, so I'm looking forward to that one. But I could sit here and talk about that one all day long. But let's see, Endless Legends 2 for you, man. What is this game? I don't think this one was on your list
Endless
last week.
Legends. It's a game that entered early access on fucking Game Pass this week, and so I was excited to give this one a go. And it's just not like a direct sequel. Like lore wise, the games don't mean anything to one another, but
Mhm.
it's the re-release of the Endless Legends series. Just Endless is a game series for RPG or for turn-based strategy games for ISO, like what are they, 4X? It's a 4X strategy game like Civilization.
Mhm.
And so this is just the newest version of that series.
Yeah. Okay. Did you play and beat the first one then?
Well, you don't really beat 4X's
Oh, okay.
in the way you would beat this. There is a story to each faction and things like that, but for the most part, it's just a 4X game with new features from the last one, and it was on Game Pass for free as early access, which was cool to jump right in.
That's dope. Have you been seeing any qualms or any issues with it being in early access yet?
Not yet. No, it doesn't really seem to have any like bugs or glitches. Right now their big game is Endless Space. This game has been around for a long, long time. So this is a 4X developer with plenty of experience to keep moving forward. So I was very excited to give it a go, and it plays well.
Nice, nice. Shout out to Game Pass for another game to check out. It's just
Yeah,
one of
and
those you can pick it up. It's bad. All right, cool. Time to drop it.
exactly, and it's one of those game series that I play before. Like I love this game series, so it
Hmm.
just was like a no-brainer for me.
Is it related to like the Endless Dungeon games
Hmm. Yeah,
from
the
the
same
same?
developer, Endless Space, Endless Dungeon, Endless Legend. They make all those games.
Okay, that makes sense then. All right, man. I just wanted to talk about one last game, and that is Pokemon TCG Pocket. Been playing it a lot every day. I'm literally down to one fucking card left in the most recent set, and it's the Entei EX, and I have not pulled it in a pack. I go into Wonder Packs or Wonder Picks, which shows like random people pulling packs and see what they got, and then like you can pull one card from their pack that they open, and I've not seen it not once in any of those either. So I'm just like, I even fucking tweeted Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I was just like, yo, is like this card just not being like in the fucking pool?
Hey,
Like,
yo, does this fucking card exist or not?
like does it exist? Because I don't see it. Don't think anybody else sees it. Like, what is up, bro? But hopefully my luck turns because they are coming out with this new set. I'm gonna throw up the trailer for it. It
Mhm.
is this like it's the last pack of the first series technically, and this is the deluxe pack EX. So it allows you to open up a pack. I think you get like 4 cards, and it's guarantees you EXs in them. So I'm like,
Mhm.
cool. Like maybe I can get the Entei card here, but there's a lot of other EX cards that I need to complete all of the first the other sets from
Mhm.
series 1. So it's just like, man, like this is going to be badass. And I think this runs from September 30th to October 30th, so it's like a month long event where you can open up these packs, and I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Let's go.
So I thought that was pretty dope, and just be curious to see like what they have learned to move on to series 2, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was pretty. I was like, this shit leaked the other day, and I was like, oh, okay. And it was all in
Well, that's
Japanese, and then
pretty
like,
cool.
then they finally put it out, and it's in English. And then I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, man, that's really everything I've been playing. But any other games you wanted to cover before we move on?
Now let's hop into the industry news here.
All right, man. Kicking it off here with a surprising one from EA. Um, Apparently, this is being reported that they are nearing a deal worth $50 billion to go private, and I think it's like some partnership with a company over in Saudi Arabia. This is from IGN's website. It says the site sources say investors include private equity firm Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Um, and this is Affinity Partners, an investment firm led by Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is also said to be in the mix. And it says the market value is about $43 billion, according to Wall Street Journal's story that was published. And yeah, man. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to EA. Maybe it does a lot of shakeup, but we also see a lot of like impacts. Like Saudi Arabia is really trying to get into the games industry, and they have been. They've been making massive amounts of investments.
Yeah.
But what's your overall take on this one with EA?
I honestly don't even know what to make of it right now. I think uh it really depends on who's buying it and who's going to end up getting a hold of the company itself. I really hope that it doesn't like just fall into the hands of somebody who's going to destroy the company.
Even worse than it's already been going.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean the best part about EA has been Respawn. BioWare's
Mhm.
trying to recover, but you know we'll see. But what's going on in Nintendo, man? It seems like they've been really busy or not busy.
Yeah, weirdly enough, so first of all, President and COO Doug Bowser is retiring from the company. He's already nominated his successor, which is interesting to see that we're getting a shakeup there. He's nominated Devon Pritchard I believe is who her name is.
Hmm.
She's been at Nintendo for 19 years and has been named as his successor.
Yeah, it's crazy to see good old Doug retire, man. It's just crazy to see a lot of leadership move on. Like we've seen a lot of
Yeah.
PlayStation and now Nintendo. I think Xbox's Phil Spencer will be next in the coming years. But yeah, shout out to Bowser, man. I mean he's been running Nintendo fairly well. Which
Hmm.
obviously I think he ran like the American portion of Nintendo, but obviously that's still a pretty
Yeah.
big part to it. But
And so next up, we have also that Nintendo's in the news, and not because of themselves. It turns out the Department of Homeland Security decided that they were going to this week release a video about them catching immigrants to the exact, not like somebody else singing it, but actually to the Pokemon theme song. I gotta catch them all. Like like I can't even. I
yeah,
can't even right now, my friend. Like the fact that they literally just like played the track over top.
and even
y-
put some of
y-
the snippets of the intro music,
Yeah, like they actually put clips from the actual song. Like,
and then ended the video with Pokemon cards that had criminals that they got apparently, and like listed like what they did as attacks and stuff like that. I'm like, no,
yo, get
this is
the
not
fuck
okay. Like this
out
is
of
really weird.
here.
And like,
Yeah.
it's really weird that Nintendo is really not looking to sue them, at least not at this moment. But
Well, and
Nintendo's
I
also
want to
said
talk
that about
about
Power
this.
World. Like they said that with Power World. Like we're not going to sue them, and then later sued them anyway.
Well, the thing is, like, you also have to stop for a moment and go, why didn't they sue him? And then, and the Homeland Security literally said, yeah, I don't think they're gonna sue us because we end up having like a ton of them with all of their a lot of them are on green cards right now and on like visas and working visas. So like, go ahead, sue us. See how long you keep your visa. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a
They
lot of
literally just
blackmailing.
straight up threatened them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal and really fucked up. Like I showed a couple of people this. They're like, this is not okay. Like I'm
No,
not
it's
okay with
not.
that. Like I winced at that entire video. Like
It's one of those where you're just like, ugh,
what are we like?
no.
What are we doing? Like this is wrong. Like
Hmm.
this feels wrong in every part of my body. This is wrong. But you know,
Like, these are the same people who would sue you at a moment's notice, but they're like, let's just do something with copyrighted material. Definitely against the law.
but we are
Yeah,
the
let's
law.
do it anyway. Yeah, but we are the law. That's exactly right.
Yeah, shit's ridiculous.
Now, lastly, Nintendo did not patent the summon and fight mechanic. Just so we clarify that here, that's something we talked about last week. Is like, oh, they patent the summon and fight mechanic, or sorry, it's 2 weeks ago. I guess we talked about this, and no, technically they did not. That's not what they patented at all. They actually they and it's really shaky how they patent it.
Hmm.
It's said that like it's not really enforceable what they did either, because they kind of they patent a mechanic that like a ton of games really use, so there's no real way to like enforce it, and it's very nitty gritty about how they talk about the patent. So like what we thought they were patenting, they didn't. It really isn't that.
Right. And there is a 45-page patent letter if you want to read it.
Yeah,
That's just crazy about how like exactly what it is and describes it. But yeah, it
yeah.
basically someone saw that they patented the general similar concept and just blew it all out of the water
Yeah.
with headlines and like the news sources were running with it.
Yeah, and the other thing is like the pattern they're running really is the ability for you to like summon a sub character, which would then initiate combat on behalf of you, the main character, and they would automatically resolve it. So like technically the summon and fight mechanic, like Pokemon itself, where you like go Pikachu and then you select their attack and you use PP and then you have to like heal them and it's like back and forth. That's not patented. The summoning Pikachu and watching him go fuck up a little, a little fucking Psyduck next to you, and you're like, good riddance, Psyduck. Like, that is patented. But then some people goes, well, what about like me, who's like in Diablo 4, I summon a skeleton, and that skeleton goes and fights on my behalf.
Yeah, you could do
That's
that and like
technically
wow, especially if you
it's
put
now
it in
patented.
aggressive.
Yep.
Like if I put my pet on aggressive, and as soon as I summon him, he goes attacks the nearest person.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's the whole thing is like, so not only did they not like patent the thing we thought they were, they actually patent something that like hundreds, thousands of games use, which is silly.
Yeah.
But we'll wait to see if Nintendo actually sues anyone over either the patent or the Homeland Security video over the next few months. But I honestly, I think it's all hoopla right now, and nothing's gonna come of it.
Yeah, we'll see. They've definitely been busy in the courtroom, which has been crazy
Let's
to think
hop
of.
Yeah, let's just talk about some of the the game news over the past week next, which is really fascinating. We had some cool stuff happen, with the Tokyo Game Show. So if you don't mind, let's jump over there.
Yeah, man, like you were saying, there's been a lot of coming out of the Tokyo Game Show. I'm just gonna kick it right off with Xbox. Obviously, they had their event during the show, and just gonna kind of run through like pretty much everything that was at the show. It was kind of one of those like very middle of the road kind of shows. This wasn't one of their best, but they were appealing to a certain audience that they weren't trying to win me over. They already got me, right? They already got you. What can they do in Japan that's going to like drive business in Japan? And I think that's where they did
Exactly.
very well. Let me see if I can get a better article because I hate how Xbox um, put their article. Xbox Tokyo Game Show. IGN usually does a pretty good job. Shout out to them. I do not want to start with the fucking first thing that they showcased, but or the last thing that they did, but they put it first on this list. But Black Ops 7 got a showcase with multiplayer maps and how some of them are set. There are two maps that are set in Japan, and apparently Japan itself actually plays a huge part into the story mode as well, as opposed to being like some backdrop of some of it where like now there's actually like some serious hardcore shit going on in Japan for the upcoming game. So that's pretty dope. And what they try to do is like highlight like its first look into a set in 2035 Tokyo, which could be pretty interesting. Like how do you make Tokyo already look or make it look more futuristic than it already does? Like like Tokyo is one of those cities that like doesn't look like it belongs here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they wanted to highlight that, but nonetheless, Black Ops 7 releases on the 14th. Early access beta will start the October 2nd, which is the same day of Ghost of Yote. So like it's going to be a nice balancing act that day of both of those
Mhm.
because I'm definitely going to be giving it a go. And I guess real quick, they didn't really announce it here, but they announced it like in the last week. But Zombies is actually going to be in in this year's beta. So that is the first time ever we've seen zombies in the beta. So, and it's just a portion of it. It's like one part of the overarching map because like the new map is supposed to be like a reimagining of like transit, which is really you're going from point to point on this like bus, but this one way different. But you're going to be playing on the farm in the beta. So, really looking forward to checking that out. But they did announce for 007 First Light, so we got to see an extensive gameplay from PlayStation State of Play the other week. But they did one of the showcase that they casted Eternal's Gemma Chan as Dr. Selena Tan in the game. So shout out to that. I guess they just wanted to make the tiebacks to a popular character from voice actor or actor in general from Japan. And then we got to see some more of a gameplay overview for Ninja Gaiden 4. Features Master Ninja difficulty, action, and training modes, which is pretty dope. Obviously, this is a huge inspiration from Japanese culture. And that game comes out right around the corner on October 21st. Xbox has a really big like back half of the year, not even gonna lie to you. Um,
Mhm.
but some big news, man, is that the entire Monster Hunter series is officially now on Xbox with the announcement of Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 coming. I think it's in November, yep. And then we get the third game, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Reflections, that comes out later next year. So that's pretty badass. Like Xbox is, they're starting to get every fucking game. They're not getting skipped. It may be a little later than everyone else, but it's cool to see that these games are coming to the Xbox platform. And then
Mhm.
this one was really interesting. This one here. So we have Bruce Lee is joining the Hitman World of Assassinations as your partner. Like, who asked for that? And but
No
sure.
one.
Like, I was like, okay, like it makes sense, but didn't ask for it. But I know that game has done really well. I know, like, when the game first came out, it was in early talks of Game of the Year a few years back. And this game has just been continuing getting pretty good quality content and updates and whatnot. But this one was pretty interesting to see a new character and it be Bruce Lee. And where else to announce it? At the Tokyo Game Show. All right. Moving on to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It is getting its World Update 20. It came out the same day as the event. It adds a lot of detail to Japanese locations, basically all over the island, and that was really badass, and it looks really fucking beautiful. I mean, Microsoft Flight Sim always does, but it's pretty cool to see them being able to dive in and add all of those details to Japan because it is a very fucking beautiful country.
Mhm.
Then next up we got Gungrave Gore Blood. This is a new Blood Heat. This is the reveal trailer, so this is a new game coming out. This is a remake of 2022's Gungrave Gore, which I didn't think a game from 3 years ago needed a remake already, but here we are. And it's a newly added systems preserve the legacy while delivering a modern and more explosive feel. I don't know how a game 3 years ago didn't feel modern, but I must have missed that one. Didn't know we
Yeah, man,
needed that.
get the fuck together, dude.
Now they're pulling a page out of PlayStation's fucking book with that one. Even though this isn't an Xbox game specifically, it was just they chose to showcase it on the Xbox showcase. But one of Xbox's first party games, Age of Mythology, is getting a Heavenly Spear new expansion set in Japan, and it's out next week, which is I think here in a couple of days on September 30th. So another big fucking content update for this game. It just keeps getting more and more all the time. Have you ever get to dive into this one yet? Age of Mythology Retold.
No, I never played Age of Mythology. It was one of those games that I thought about playing. I just never jumped into it.
I think you might enjoy this one because like even I downloaded it and was playing it there for when it first came out and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's just not my type of game, so I couldn't see myself playing it all the way through. But like
Mhm.
you like these style games, but like the concept that's in there and like just the different mythologies that are all around the world that we've known throughout history, like get brought to life in the way that they
It's
do. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's definitely a fancy characterization. Just sort of very just a sort of fanciful telling of different mythologies, which is nifty.
Yeah. All right, man. So then next up, we had Dragon Quest 1 and 2 2D HD remake reveals the ocean floor area. What a fucking name that is. Um, what a
Shit, that's funny.
But yeah, so we're getting that. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remakes directors speak on what makes this version a must play. Um, I'm not familiar with the Fatal Frame games too much. But this is the new remake. It should be early 2026 when it does come out. So we'll see how that goes. Then this one had a really interesting look to it. We had a Hotel Barcelona. This was the official trailer from it that they got the showcase. Yeah, this is the there's these modes like it's a PvP cooperative game. These modes will include 3 players, invasion systems. You step into someone else's runs and become an adversarial doppelganger locked into Mortal
Mhm.
Kombat until one player falls. So, you know, really interesting game there. But just like the art style was different for sure. Um, Double Dragon Revive is set to release on October 23rd. Comes with extra modes, so just another remaking of a game. We did get to see another trailer for the game Animo, which is another one of those Pokemon clone like games or Power World clone like games. And I know this is one of the games that Inhumans really looking forward to. And it does look really good. Like even watching trailer, like, oh man, like this actually it looks clean. Like it looks really good. So we're definitely waiting to see how that turns out. Then we got another trailer for the upcoming game Winter Burrow, which is a day one on Game Pass. This is a cozy woodland survival game that you play as basically a burrow, little mouse. Um, And that comes out right around the corner on November 12th on 2025. And then we got Mistfall Hunter's second map, Solemn Needles, was revealed. So anybody who's playing Mistfall still got something to look forward to. And then there was a new game that was announced called Project Evil Bane. It says it wants you to bring 3 friends with you to fight for humanity, and it had really big like Elder Scrolls Oblivion vibes. That's what I really got out of it, like just a more of a really really modern take to it. But it had like a portal that looked very similar to the portals that appear in Oblivion. Um, this is
Honestly, I would say Project Evil Bane is more of like a it almost looks like a 4-player hack and slash sort of game. It's definitely looks like one of those, what would I say? It almost looks like you're playing through a Souls-like game with that sort of action RPG element. It
mhm,
definitely looks really good.
yeah. Next up, we have Rhythm Doctor. This is one of the only games to be able to act as a video editor for its home trailer. That's what that they said on IGN. They describe it as a very unique game, as according to Xbox Wire, that it is the only game in existence that is able to act as a video editor for its own trailer. The whole trailer was made without any cuts, and all of the effects and shots jump between songs were all accomplished in the game. Oh man, there's a lot of fucking typos on this article here from IGN, but yeah, launches on December 6th this year. Very interesting game. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven is available now on Xbox, so anybody looking forward to playing that game, this is a full 3D remake of the original game that came out in 1993. Not familiar with that game at all, but I do remember hearing about it. But next up, we have Star Sand Islands. Got a CG trailer, and this is one of those cozy island, farm and build kind of games.
Mhm.
Seems pretty cool. It's not going to be the only farming game that we're going to be talking about here today. But next up, we had Sudden Strike 5 brings strategic World War II action to Xbox in 2026. Um, that one actually looked really cool. Looking forward to that one. Then we had Terminal Brigade gets a Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah. Cross,
Evangelion.
yeah, thank you. Crossover and an Xbox release. So, and then can't say last but not least, like if the last announcement to me is what saved the entire thing. But like I said, this wasn't targeted to me at all, in the least a bit. But the rumors were pointing to this, and it made sense. And that was Forza Horizon 6 got its official reveal trailer, and nonetheless, the entire game will be set in Japan. And it comes out in 2026, and yeah, man, apparently it's their biggest map ever. It's going to be the most content ever, most cars
It
ever.
looks really fucking cool.
Like,
just from the
quick
just from the
glimpse.
shot.
Yeah, just the shot, because we didn't even get like any fucking car racing or anything. It was just like, here's a glimpse of Japan, and
Like just shows you Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and then Forza Horizon 6, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like
let's go.
like I'm super
Fucking
excited,
called
man.
it.
Like I'm excited, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was the Xbox at the Tokyo Game Show this year. But let's go ahead and move on to some of the news and other updates to their stuff. Is really interesting here. They're still trying to clarify what happened, what is going on, but Costco has announced that they have stopped selling anything Xbox related. You go into Costco now, you're only going to see PlayStations for sale, Nintendo's for sale, PCs for sale, but for some reason, Xboxes are no longer available at Costco. So really curious to see what happened there.
Mhm.
But we'll see. But the big news is in regards to their hardware, there's a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. Yes, baby girl. Juice? Okay, we gotta get you juice after the show. The Series X and S got another fucking price up its here, increase. Sorry, and
It's crazy, dude. It's honestly flabbergasting.
like I'm really
Like,
really confused.
my man has to be a billionaire to start playing fucking any video game anymore.
Exactly, Phil. She wants juice and pizza right now.
Give me that fucking juice, brah.
Yeah, so to put it in perspective, so the Series S 512 gigabyte launched at $299. It is currently at $379 and is going up to $399. The Series S 1 terabyte started off at $349. It is currently $429. It's going up to $449.
That is insane. That is a 33% increase in
Yeah.
price.
Incorrect.
33%. What the fuck?
Yeah, and doesn't end there. So the Series X, the digital version, is going from 449, or went from 449 to 549, but it's going to go to 599. The Series X, the console that I have, that I play on, that I bought day one for $500, is sitting at $600 right now, but it will be going up to $650. Insane. And then if you want the Series X 2 TB Galaxy Black Special Edition, it is currently 600. Or no, it launched at 600. It went up to 729, and it will go up to 799. It will be the most expensive console on the market. It will be more expensive than the PS5 Pro. Absolutely bonkers.
And you're here like, why is Costco not holding place or Xbox anymore?
Yeah, maybe this is the reason. They're like, why are we going to
Yeah.
sell this if we're not going to sell it because it costs too much?
Like, nobody's going to want to buy it. Why do we even have it in our shelves?
Yeah. So really confusing to see, but you know, I really don't get it. Like, this is literally the only generation in gaming where we've seen prices go up. The only.
Yep.
It's bonkers. Gaming, like you were just saying, and what I've been saying for a long time, is like gaming is slowly but surely becoming a luxury.
Pinky out, my friend. Yeah. That's what it is.
It's a luxury and not a hobby. Yep. But let's move on to another hardware that also got its price reveal and pre-orders went available. And if you weren't there day one, you're not getting it at all because it's sold out. But that is the Xbox ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X. Pre-orders went live, so the base one went. It was available for $600, while the Ally X was selling at $1,000. Which I was seeing rumors that it was going to be way more than that. So to see it at $1,000, great. But it sold out on everybody's fucking websites in a matter of seconds. The X base version didn't really sell out. It might be sold out by now, but when I was following, I was like, man, I want it. Don't got the money for it right now, but maybe one day. But yeah, scalpers were buying this. It's already on sale on eBay for $2,500. This is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting.
Yep.
It like hurts my soul. Like you bought $1,000 console and you're flipping it for $2,500, and people are going to buy it. Like, that's the crazy thing. People will buy it.
Yep.
And I will not be one of them. Like, I'm going to be one of those that goes, hey, there's a surprise relaunch. It's available on Best Buy's website.
Get it now. Yeah.
Get it now. Like, I will have my updates turned on for it when the time comes when I'm actually actively looking to buy it, because I do want to get a nice handheld gaming handheld outside of the Switch. Like, that'd be really nice, because I have a Switch and I don't really play it. Like, I'd rather be able to have a handheld and play games that I genuinely want to play. But nonetheless, let's talk about some controllers that they got announced, and that is the Ninja Gaiden 4 controllers. You can get these exclusively through their design labs, whether you're making the Elite version or the standard one, which is pretty cool. I fucks with it. It's a really dope ass design with the katanas on it. You know, it looks like it's very anime heavily inspired esque. It's a badass controller. I don't think I'm going to get it just because how you have to get it. Like, I mean, look at it. It is a really badass controller, but $94.98 puts me on the fence of probably not.
my man, for that much money, you can buy a little more expensive Xbox. Save that $100 because you'll need it to get the cheapest Xbox.
Exactly. You know it, my friend. You know it. But one last thing with Xbox, man, I just had to throw this in there because this is going to be something that's really big, that's pushing gaming forward to another level, and that's Microsoft's new service called PlayFab. This is for game saves that could finally be made like cross-save seamless between Xbox, Steam, and much more, which is going to be really fucking great. Like, Xbox is already on point where like they're trying to bring all of your shit together. Like, if you want to have your Steam library incorporated into your Xbox library, they're already doing that. Like, but how do we take that to the next level? Introducing cross saves amongst like all games, and just making it easy for developers to implement this, because cross saving is already a thing. Like, if I can play a game on Xbox and go play it on PlayStation, like Destiny 2 is a good one. But
developers have to do that. That's the thing. Now that takes that out of the developer hand.
Yeah. So shout out to Microsoft, man, just pushing gaming forward in a really good way. I really like this and really like to see it implemented. You know, just how
Yeah,
gaming is just like gaming has evolved to like playing it on so many different devices at any given time, no matter where you're at. You know, that was always my thing. Is like, man, I gotta buy the game for here, and then I got to start over. No, I don't want to start over, but I'm not going to buy the game now because I don't want to start over. And actually, I ran into that issue with the Division 2 because like it
my
wasn't
man.
crossplay, but if I bought it on Xbox, I already have it on Xbox, but I wanted to play it with Phil. But I wanted to play on my Xbox, but then like transporting like my save file because I already been started on my Xbox, I couldn't transport it there and do a cross save, so it
That's
didn't work.
Helldivers 2 for me, man. That's Helldivers 2 right now. Like
Which is
I don't
weird.
want to I don't want to get it on PC because then I have to start over. And then if I want to play it on PlayStation, I need my PSN, which I'm not buying $50 PSN for a year just to play like a month or two of Helldivers.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, so hopefully this can
But
push gaming in the right direction.
honestly, if we get a unified interface on Windows that's just like your gaming home, like
Hmm.
if they can do it well, that it's not just like the installed games for Steam, but your actual whole library, so that you can install through the Windows interface,
Hmm.
and then they integrate PlayFab, where like, cool, I got this game on Steam, but it's also on Game Pass, and like my friends are playing Game Pass, and the developer didn't build a cross-play functionality very well. Boom, I'm opening it up there. Oh, I played the game on Game Pass, and like I've done this before. I get like a good maybe 30 minutes, 2 hours into the game, and I'm like, man, this plays like shit on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Or it's a whole patch version behind. Because that's happened too, where like the game is
Hmm.
like 2 or 3 patch versions behind on Game Pass, so that you will get it on Steam. So you get it the current version, but you have to pay. So it's
Right.
one of those things where developers will gimp the Game Pass version and treat it like a demo, a glorified demo, which I get that. Yeah, you can hate them as much as you want, but like you can understand being like sometimes you just don't make much off of it, and like having PlayFab be like, "Here's your Game Pass, now it's over here, so you
Yeah.
can just jump right in on Steam."
Yeah. Here's your
That'd be
save file.
beautiful.
Yeah. Looking forward to it, man. But
Yeah,
that's
same.
everything Xbox and Microsoft related. What is happening in the PlayStation realm?
So they also were at the Tokyo Game Show, and their state of play, we had some cool stuff. So like Marvel's Wolverine, we got a gameplay trailer, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited about this game next year, but it's, fall 2026 release window confirmed. So we got a
As they
little bit of
should.
time waiting.
As
Yeah.
they should, because anything to dodge spring of 2026 right now is a good idea.
I mean, any time you can dodge any time between now and like fall of next year. For the next year, the release window is pretty locked in and tight, so it could be very, it could be pretty difficult to really do anything there and
Yeah.
actually get your name noticed. Just look at what happened with, fucking Silk Song. Nothing else released that day. Even if you did, you didn't release that day.
Yeah, remember we talked about Atari released a similar game, and it's just like, what Atari game?
Yep. So House Marquee's new game, Soros, kicked off today, or kicked off at the State of Play. It got a March 20th, 2026 release date. We got a first look at the Battlefield 6 campaign, which is
Hey,
pretty
we
cool.
cannot zoom on by Saros, man. This is one of PlayStation's next big exclusives coming out. And I know Philipper would love this game because he was a big
Mhm.
Returnal fan. And this isn't necessarily a sequel to Returnal, but there's going to be a lot of Returnal vibes in this game.
Yeah.
And Returnal was one of those games that like I thought about grabbing for my PS5, and I think I still might. But it's just like,
Mhm.
man, watching this gameplay trailer and knowing Returnal, I know Returnal released into a very buggy state, but where it's at now is like we talked about before. You get all the updates, man. Now you're rolling. Now you got a good game on your hands. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, this game actually looks pretty badass, and this is what they kicked off the fucking State of Play with, and they ended with Wolverine. Like they had a bookend. They bookend with two of their big first party games where we're like, yo, where
Yeah.
the fuck are your first party games at, bro? And here
Oh,
we got two
there it
of
is.
them.
And oh, here's another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what we've kind of been waiting from PlayStation, because they've been pretty silent. They're just sort of like their things lately have been just like, here's what our other developers are doing. It's like, what are you doing?
Here's what our other
Don't ask.
developers are doing.
Leave us alone, okay? And then they come in here and they're like,
We remade the same game we remade last year.
Yeah. Uh, but what really excites me is the Battlefield 6 because that's just right around the corner, and to see
Fuck
the
yeah.
campaign, dude, the fact we're getting a Battlefield campaign for the first time in many years, I'm really excited for this.
Please tell me you
The
watched this trailer.
multiplayer, I didn't watch it yet, dude. I slept on the entire show, and all I have is bullet points,
Yeah.
and it's been a busy week.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Work is
Uh,
something crazy right now
Fucking
for you.
yeah.
But yeah, watch this trailer after the show, man, because my god, it's like,
I,
oh, this shit looks
I'm
so fucking good.
I, just the multiplayer gameplay, like we talked about it here on the show, is just so good.
Yes.
Like the multiplayer was so good. I'm excited for this. I just the fact that we're getting a single player and it's going to be quality because COD is honestly shit the bed with their single player content lately. It's just been like an afterthought.
Right. But weird enough, they're doing like something I would say similar, like Call of Duty esque. Like it's a relatively short campaign. They said it's about a 6 hour campaign, give or take. Missions
Perfect.
missions can range anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes, and I'm just like, all right, like
Yeah, it's you can pick up, put down. You're not
it's
sitting there for
great.
an hour and like doing stupid horse shit. It's
You also
like
got to
okay,
realize, like these kind of games, just like Call of Duty, which I talked about how short
yep.
campaigns are, you're watching a blockbuster movie, but playing it more or less. There's very few
Yeah.
games that have like that blockbuster feel, like those massive hit feels to them
Mhm.
in the story, you know. But yeah, shout out to Battlefield, man. I'm really looking forward to it. October 10th, man. It can't get here soon enough.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm excited for next year is Neo 3 is dropping, and like
I
this
was
is one
actually
of those
curious what
games.
you thought about Neo 3 coming out, man.
I've never played one of the Neo games, and honestly, if you're looking for something to play in co-op, you and I could load into a Neo and do a Neo run, like do
Oh,
Neo 2, because I've heard really good things about that as a Souls-like genre. And like we could jump into Neo 3, next year. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah,
I'm excited for
we'll
a
definitely
Neo
put it on
game.
our radar for sure. Yeah, you know, at first I wasn't excited, but now you bring that idea up, I might be for it.
Yeah, like it's made to play cooperatively, which is nice. Whereas Dark Souls, it's an afterthought, and some of the other Souls like recently have also been like, okay, what if we do more co-op Souls like?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Zero Parades. It's a narrative first-person espionage RPG steeped in paranoia, surrealism, and the struggle for redemption. So, like, honestly, I'm a big fan of these sort of detective style games. The Japanese do detective style games really good. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I've always noticed. Like all jokes aside, Ace Attorney is one of the biggest game series out there. Like it's
Hmm.
critical for like Nintendo for years. And like this one's gonna be a CRPG like Disco Elysium.
Yeah,
Honestly, it
but so
sounds really
this is
cool.
coming from technically the same studio that Disco Elysium was made, but I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about that. They were like, they're throwing that in for marketing purposes to like hype the game up bigger than what it is, because all of the developers that were there to make Disco Elysium are actually no longer there. They went out and make their own studio. They broke it down. They're like, there's probably like a handful of people left, not that many, but nonetheless, the game does look really good. It has like that top down look to it, and you know it looked really good. It was a looker. It was definitely a looker at the show. And I never played Disco Elysium, and I know that's one of those games that like you, it's like a must play game. Like if you're a gamer, like that has to be on your list of games to play and beat. But one day,
Yeah. We've got Final Fantasy Tactics, Evilus Chronicles gets a gameplay overview trailer, which is pretty cool. Its launch is next week, September 30th. So, or this week, I guess. We
yeah.
start Monday tomorrow. uh, Honestly, I've thought about picking up this game because I'm a Final Fantasy Tactics fan,
Mhm.
and they even said like we know there's a ton of fucking stupid jank in this game. We haven't touched any of it. We left it in for the players who are like who would be upset if we touched it. They're like, I want the stupid broken build. We left it for you. It's
There you
just for
go.
you,
Go
man.
enjoy it. We just made it more
Enjoy yourself.
modernized.
Break our game. We don't
That's
care.
dope. That's
So,
dope.
next up we have Crimson Desert, which is an open world action adventure game. It's releasing on March 19th, 2026.
Yeah, that's gonna
Um,
be a big game too when it comes out. That's crazy. That's coming out in that time frame. But we'll
yeah,
see.
and you're playing as Cliff, a character who's working to reunite the Greymanes and ally the forces of the continent against a terrible evil.
Yeah, the gameplay that we've been seeing over the years, because this game's been in development for fucking ever, has always been like it's a looker. It just hopefully everything comes together. That's the big issue.
And then so next we've got Chronoscript, the endless end tells the tale of an editor trapped in a manuscript. So
Bro,
the
watch this trailer for this game too. By the way, this is one of those
Mhm.
like really unique games. Like you remember Plucky the Plucky
Yeah.
Squire game where like you hopped into a book and you hopped out of a book.
Mhm.
Similar concept in this, just in a much darker tones, like in
Yeah, this is
storytelling.
definitely a Metroidvania game that looks really good,
Right.
and like the like the entire book is moving around you, and it's not just like you're jumping through the world, but like things, objects, like the actual background will move while you're trying to dodge stuff, and like
Yeah.
it actually looks really cool. I did play the minute-long trailer, and I was like, wow, this looks like a really cool Metroidvania. Next up, we have Code Vein, Code Vein 2. It is getting a January 30th release date. It is roughly 7 years after the launch of Code Vein, so it is its direct sequel, they said. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, PlayStation Plus game catalog, we noticed that Alan Wake 2 is gonna be in the catalog next month.
It's the one of the free games that you're getting. Like you get to own Alan Wake 2 for free on your PS5.
I might actually just get fucking PlayStation next month
Bro,
because I
do you
want
see
to
the
play
three
that
games that you
game.
get?
Hmm?
Three
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
bangers. Alan Wake 2.
Cocoon.
Cocoon was one of the best indie games I've ever played.
Yep.
And the Goat Simulator, that's just that is what
Yeah.
it is, It speaks for itself. But yeah, shout out to PlayStation getting some bangers, man,
Yeah.
for their free games of the
Honestly,
month.
I just might enroll just to get Alan Wake 2 and call it a day.
I,
But
ha- I have
it doesn't end there.
I have PSN Plus and I just subscribe to it just because I do play on my PlayStation
Mhm.
from time to time. But like I do enjoy like just every month I downloaded the free games. Like I genuinely missed that from Xbox. Like the games of gold was so dope, even if they were meh, mid games. But every once in a while they would hit you with a banger. Like oh, download that motherfucker. You know. But yeah.
Next up, Microsoft Flight Simulator is hitting the PS5 on December 8th, which is pretty cool.
Man, I was hollering. Like I knew that this was happening, but I'm watching the show with Lauren. I'm like, if you'd have told me 5-10 years ago that I would have been seeing the announcement of a Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to a PlayStation, I'd have laughed at you. Like it just
Yeah.
looks weird. Like how like
I would
it,
have never, let alone any game console for Microsoft Flight Sim to enter onto a game console. I would have been like, no way.
yeah, it was weird, but yeah. Shout out to Flight Sim, man.
So
Oh,
Gran
and
Turismo,
it's getting a PSVR 2 support as well, by the way.
which is pretty
That
cool.
seems really fucking badass. Like, you imagine if you get the flight stick, you have a nice fucking like, oh man, I don't know, man, that would be pretty dope.
And then Gran Turismo 7 celebrates 100 million units sold, and they get a new update coming later this year, which will be, they said, the biggest update for the game yet. It will have 2 new Formula One race circuits, 8 new vehicles, a circuit experience, data logger features, and much more to add to the game.
Just real
But
quick, this was a gripe that I had during the show when they were talking about that number. Like, they've surpassed 100 million units sold. I'm thinking to myself, like, I really hate when companies group together their entire franchise into how many units were sold and like try to advertise that and market it. Like you're telling me it took you 7 entries, at least 7, because there might be spinoffs, 7 entries to sell 100 million copies. There's been games that were just one game and it sold 100 million copies. So
Mhm.
it's like one of those like it sounds like a lot, but like you're talking about a series that's been out since the PS1.
yeah.
So it's not like I think it broke it down like if each one got the same amount of players, it's like 14 million players per entry.
Mhm.
It's not that much. How many players have played Forza Horizon? Last time I saw it, it was like well over 45 million people.
Mhm.
For one one entry. So it's like, I try to break it down, analyze it, and put it in more perspective. 100 million. Shout out to them. That's a lot of people playing your racing games, but
Yeah.
let's put it into perspective so people understand the numbers.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 7 is at 15 million copies sold.
Crazy.
Talking about another racing game,
Which
Sonic
looks
Racing
dope.
Cross Worlds. Yeah, honestly, I've thought about trying to get this game. They're
Same.
adding a bunch of Mega Man characters now, Mega Man, Proto Man, as well as reimagined Dr. Wily's Castle race course. Honestly, looks really cool. It was a big contender to like challenge Mario Kart this year.
I know a lot of people are arguing right now that like it's better than Mario Kart this year, like the new Mario Kart had dropped.
Their advertisement said, "Skip the open road, join us here," and it's like, oh.
Throwing shade, just throwing shade.
Like they literally attacked Mario Kart with their advertisement.
Yep. They know what they're doing, and like what they're doing with that game too, like the crossovers and shit in the Sonic race, and like that's gonna be like the Fortnite of racing games.
Yeah, and it's a lot of games that are like tied to Sonic. It's a lot of it's one company that owns a lot of different IPs, so like they're just accessing IPs. Deus Ex Remastered is out next year in February 5th. We're gonna see a go ahead.
I'm really curious. Like, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and people talk about the PlayStation Showcase, and like, I've never played a Deus Ex game, and I own some of them, but like, people were really curious. Like, what was anybody genuinely looking for this game to be remastered? Like, is this a good game to just pull out of nowhere and go, "We're going to remaster this"? Like, did you play this one originally?
I played Deus Ex 3, I think it was, and it's because a lot of these games were on PC and I didn't get a chance to play them. But what I'm thinking is happening here is this may be the precursor to a reboot of the Deus Ex franchise.
That makes sense. I mean, like, everyone loves the cyberpunk world.
Yeah. But like if this is a reboot of the franchise, then this is something that people like yourself is going to want to play because you're like, oh, I want to play the whole series so I know what's going on before I jump into like a new Deus Ex game. Because like if they announce a new Deus Ex game, mind's blown for a ton of people, I bet.
Yeah. Everyone was just really curious that I've been following. This is like, do we need this? Was anybody asking for it? Like, what is the purpose of this? But yeah, that would make sense. Like we talked about that before, where like a lot of developers would put out like remakes or remasters of older titles, just to put a feeler out there. And if it like hooked, they were like, cool, we got you. Here's a brand new one like into the series, and you're just like, oh, it makes sense now. So like, I wonder if what you're saying with this one makes sense too.
Next up, we've got Halloween getting a video game release. We got the official release date, which is September 8th next year. Gameplay is going to be a cat and mouse style game where your whole goal is to help civilians and townsfolk get out and get to safety while avoiding Michael Myers as he chases you down through the shadows. And uses his terrifying abilities to like jump around the map unseen.
Right.
And you're supposed to like,
I love that because everyone like it's a joke. It's a meme.
Yeah.
Like he was there, but then all of a sudden he appeared over there, and all he does is walk.
They're like, that's his power.
Like he fucking like teleports, like not teleport, like he flies around as this like black goo. He reminds me of like if like when in Harry Potter, when like Voldemort or any of the Death Eaters are flying around and they're like that black like smoky looking thing shade like flying around. Like that's kind of how he is. But what is pretty cool is like as you're playing as the civilians, like you can actually protect the townsfolk. But like you can shoot Michael Myers, and like he does the whole like, oh, he's dead, and then like he just like slowly sits up. It like looks at you, and I'm like, oh, dude, like it hits all the right vibes for the whole Halloween thing. But like it's probably not a game that I'm going to play because I'm not never been a big fan of the asymmetrical like 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4. It's one of those like Evolve or what's the other horror one?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those games.
Yeah, and maybe I give it a try if it's cheap, but I don't know. I like those games, but you have to have friends to play with.
Yeah, and it gotta be a game that you play and you keep playing. Like it's like your everyday game.
It's what we were talking about, Aliens Fire Team. Like it's a
Yeah.
game you just launch in. You're not after a battle pass and stuff like that. You're just playing because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
But let's speed up a little bit here. We got a bunch of stuff still left on the PlayStation, and it's already, it's already 8:14 here. So
We love to
we've
talk.
got to survive. Yeah, we've got a survival action roguelike called Let It Die Inferno. It's a PvEVP game mode called Hellgate, where you put your survival skills to the ultimate test in a competitive match against other players. But if you decide you don't want to play in that game mode, you can play in a PvE game mode where it's a survival action roguelike where you just are an immortal explorer called a raider who needs to uncover ultra energy within the Hellgate. So essentially, like, you're in hell and you're trying to survive,
Yeah.
but you're immortal. So like you keep re-hitting it over and over again until you load into the big like PUBG experience.
Yeah, this game reminded me in weird ways was it Phoenix fuck, what was that game from Ubisoft that I really enjoyed? Immortals Phoenix Rising, like the
Mhm.
gameplay wise, like that's what it really reminded me of. But we'll see. So it was an interesting one.
And then next up, we've got a game nobody asked for. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition is a remastered version of the PS2 game, which honestly, we have a bunch of Dynasty Warriors games. What's so special about 3? Why do we need this one? Like, just make a new Dynasty Warriors. Come on, man.
I'm glad you asked that because literally that's been the exact same question everybody else has been having is why 3?
Why?
And why make
Yeah.
it the complete edition? Like this game came out back in 2001 on the
Where's my
PS2.
Samurai
Like,
Warriors?
but I looked at
Like,
Lauren, I was
that's what we
like,
need.
I remember playing this game with you all the fucking time. Like this was one of them that we did play a good fucking bit. Like Dynasty Warriors 3 was one of those games. Like, and I guess like in the timeline of the story, it's a good time to pick it up. I don't know chronologically where this one fits
There's
in.
no like, there is no chronological. They're just re-releasing the same game and changing the story slightly each time because they'll modify the story a little bit, but it's always the same game. It's the same story. It's everything over and over again that you're accustomed to. It's
Yeah.
just they change how they represent that story.
Gotcha.
Next up, we have a new expansion for Last Epoch called Oribos, Orybos, Oribos.
Yes,
It will launch alongside the base game on PlayStation 5 when the game first hits PS5. There are 5 classes, each with 3 highly customizable masteries, over 120 unique skills to play. So it is one of those Diablo 4 style games, or Diablo clones. It's just coming to the PlayStation 5 with its first big DLC. Then we've got fans of anime. The 7 Deadly Sins is getting a not fighter game, not an anime fighter game. Crazy. Like that's literally all they do for anime games typically. 7 Deadly Sins is actually getting a open world free to play RPG where you can play solo or with other players, and you'll be able to go through the you'll be put in the players of Tristan, a young adventurer drawn into the multiversal crisis that threatens to unravel the world. And so you just sort of go through the 7 Deadly Sins world in an open world RPG. We also got the controller nobody asked for, God of War 20th anniversary limited edition controller. Honestly, like God of War is such a great game. They keep fucking it up. They just they dip the side of the controller in red ink and be like, here you go.
Yes, I'm glad it was you that said it and not me because
Like it's better. It's worse than the last one, and the last one I even had issues with.
like when it came on screen, I looked at Lauren. I was like, I love collecting controllers, but this is garbage. I was like, they literally they literally took the white controller and just put a red ribbon on it and said, here you go. And I'm like,
and
what?
Yeah.
Like when it popped up said God of War 20th anniversary, I was like, oh cool, maybe we'll get the original trilogy remastered and then give us a teaser of the new trilogy that's supposed to begin. Nah, we're gonna give you this whack ass controller.
Yeah. No, what I'm really excited about though is the official PlayStation wireless speakers. They actually look really good. They're wireless speakers that work for both PC and the PlayStation right off rip. They're like, hey, we made sure it works for both. It
Mhm.
has a speaker built in with noise cancellation, so you literally don't need headphones, and you can have your speakers play at you, but also just use them as your microphone.
Yeah, it's really interesting technology. This is also one of those like question marks of the show is like what like we're trying to like they're trying to understand PlayStation like what are we doing? The technology seems really cool. They're touted as wireless speakers because they can come off of the charging
Yep.
ports, which looks pretty cool. Like I love the design of them, and I'm really curious to see how the technology really works with the whole it's like I forget the word they use where because it's like noise cancellation, but it's like for the microphone. I think it's noise rejection is what they said on screen during the show, and they were like,
AI enhanced noise rejection.
because obviously you would think like if you put a microphone on a big ass speaker that's loud as shit, if you're playing a game with friends, it's going to pick up everything back to the voice, and it's just like apparently it does it really well. So
Hmm.
that's going to be the biggest thing. But yeah, design they look fucking phenomenal, and I think for your
Yeah.
setup, and I think they might work out really
They'd be
well.
spicy as hell, and like they just look really good.
Mm,
I'd be excited to give them a go, but I've got speakers right now. But
same.
definitely, if like anything happened to these guys, like it, I'd genuinely give them a look after they come out, see if they review well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the really nifty thing that came out of PlayStation this last week. Is they're taking
Mhm.
a page out of Microsoft's book and doing franchise rewards. So like how I have the back up here, you can see my patch for Halo. I've got another patch from the Halo, and I also have the grunt pin or whatever that came
Mhm.
with one of the battle passes, which I thought was one of the coolest things Halo did.
Yeah.
They're now releasing pins and t-shirts based on whether or not you've completed an achievement. You can buy the item. So like for Ghost of Tsushima, right before the release of Yotai, they're releasing a platinum trophy pin. So you get the literal platinum trophy as a pin, which is pretty fire.
Yeah.
I might actually go back and beat the game, platinum the game, and just do the extra stuff I skipped just to get this pin. Because like for 25 bucks, I love collecting pins. Like I'm a
It's
sucker
one of
for
my
pins.
favorite things to collect is
Same.
pins. It's
Like when I
actually
go
crazy.
some like when Jordan and I travel, I'll get pins
Yes.
from areas I've been to. So like I went to when we went to Aruba, when we went to Jamaica,
Mhm.
I got pins
Yep.
from those places.
The last time I was in England, like every town or city we were in, I was grabbing them. Even like any vacations I go on now in the United States, like that's one of like when I go to a gift shop, I'm looking for postcards and I'm looking for pins. Those are like my two big collectibles that I like to do. And I have a ton of gaming ones. They're behind my monitor on this nice
Mhm.
picture. They actually used to be behind me. Anybody that's been around watching the podcast for a while, you would have seen it before. But
You would
no,
have seen them directly behind you on your little
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah, they used to be
Yep.
right here, right where this wall is. But yeah, man, maybe now with this one, like I can create a PlayStation one because the one I have was for Xbox exclusive stuff, but now I can do one for PlayStation. And you know me, I love my graphic tees. Like I might have to grab the
Hmm.
pin and the T-shirt because they are both badass, and I already have it platinum. Like it is literally the only game I have platinum on PlayStation, and it's like I can go buy it right now if I wanted to. But they do have some deadlines. You have to earn the trophy by December 31st of 2025, 11:59 p.m. and you have to make the purchase then by January 31st of 2026. So you do still have a little bit of time to get there. So no big rush, but obviously you want to make sure you get that out of there.
All right. Next up, we're moving over to the Nintendo world. Not much news really, which is
This was
honestly
just really
surprising.
interesting though.
Yeah, like nothing out of the Tokyo Game Show for Nintendo. They've been pretty quiet. The U.S. government, called their bluff and their patents going. But talking about Nintendo and like the anti-piracy and stuff that they're big on, and a lot of people are lately. There's an article that just released recently from Games Radar that was talking about like, and it was just like this has been known for a while, but it's something that's not talked about. And I thought it was just really interesting when I hit the article the other day. They talked about how Super Smash Bros. 64 used to troll players who pirated the game. So they lull you into a sense of like security, like, oh, I've pirated the game. Does it work? It boots? All right, awesome. And they play, and like the game slowly changes. And they actually like at 22 like if you load up a versus mode, not just like load up the game. If you go into versus mode, it counts every time you do it on a pirated copy. at 22 times, all fighter knockback values are instantly randomized. So the game is truly luck based at this point. Like you may hit a regular like smash, like just a regular light attack and do 100 knockback, and you just what? Like
That's crazy.
holy shit. But then if you load into the game at 43 times, your stick range will be halved. So you can't even make essential movements and fighting attacks anymore because your stick range caps out at 50. So you can't fully slap over 100%. So you can't heavy attack anymore. And then if you hit 69 lock-ins, your character automatically always becomes Mario. You selected Kirby, you're Mario now. Oh, Donkey Kong's cool, but have you tried Mario? Like, and it 93 loads on versus mode. If you make it on 30 more 24 more attempts as Mario in versus mode, they will make sure you never play any other stage but Peach's Castle.
Damn.
Like, and they talked about similar games that had anti-piracy features, like in the Serious Sam 3. If they found that you were pirating the game, they let you pirate the game, but every time you loaded up the game, you were chased by a giant immortal scorpion through the entire game. You couldn't kill it. It was always chasing you, and it would always kill you.
Damn. GG's. That's actually pretty funny.
So like it's funny that how some games used to make like they would essentially let you play a demo copy of the game, but as you played the demo it degraded, and they're like, cool, I hope you enjoyed your free illegal copy. Now why don't you think about buying the actual copy so you can have fun?
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's actually funny. Like it was just an article I ran across the other day, and I was like, that's actually fascinating.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about some Rockstar news. This one was really interesting because like it's a game that it's a cult classic. It's been around for quite some time, and everyone's like, when are we getting the next one? And that is Bully, right? They said a sequel never happened because they just never had the bandwidth to like go and make like the amount of people they have dedicated right now to GTA is just insane. Like they know that they can't pull from their GTA team to go work on side projects. Hence why we lost games like Midnight Club and Bully and plenty of other games, and maybe why it took so long to even get like the next Red Dead and then like updates for that game. But then they're also still trying to balance GTA in the mix. Like they're basically been trying to keep alive like Red Dead and GTA, and that takes a lot. a lot of fucking effort, and then obviously with GTA 6 right around the corner. But yeah, crazy to think as massive of a developer Rockstar is, they just couldn't like give out enough bandwidth to make Bully 2. But maybe one day. They didn't say never. That's why we have never seen one right now.
Yeah. Oh. And like with GTA being the way it is, probably won't see one for a while.
Yeah.
But let's talk about one of the cool, like our last article here I think was also a really cool one to put on the end here. We've been talking about Nintendo off and on and like their fight with Power World all the time, and how Power World had to like change all their game mechanics because they were like, okay, fine, we'll just change the game. Fuck you, I guess. Well, now they're releasing Pal Farm. So it's literally a Harvest Moon clone in the Pal World universe, where instead of just like putting a plot randomly on the ground and letting your pals water it for you and shit, they're literally it's literally Harvest Moon but Pal World. And like one of the funniest things is like one of the screenshots is literally you chopping down trees with your pals, and one of your pals is just sitting there like with a chainsaw. And you're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I got the trailer up on screen for anybody that's watching the video. If you're not watching the video, you might want to check it out on YouTube. But yeah, man, this is pretty interesting. And I was like, ooh, I might give this one a go. Like, I low key would like to have like one of those cozy. I would love to check out like a cozy like farming game for some reason. I don't know why. I just been having that like itch. I always think about hopping back into like Disney Dreamlight Valley, because that was actually a lot of fun. And they've added so much to it. But if I'm playing it then set in a universe that I like kind of like, because like I enjoyed Power World, it just just fell off of it.
The scaling was weird for me mid to late game, and I was like, "Oh, this was fun and all," but like, I think it would
There's
have
your
been better if
chainsaw.
it was a full poke.
There's the
Yeah, like it
chainsaw
was.
right there.
Yeah.
He's just
So
going around just knocking down trees. You're still struggling with the one tree you're still working on.
honestly, it's really cool. And like the one I like is like in the marketplace with the black market guy. He's like at one point you're looking at him. He's like, "All right, let's play a game. I'll go first." Pulls out a fucking revolver and just goes. Click.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
that got dark real quick. I was like, this went from like really nice and cozy to like, oh, oh no. And then it went back to being
Oh
cozy again. I
no.
was like, that seemed very out of place.
I'm this game looks really good and really excites me. I really do like farming games. And like what also is cool here is in one moment you're the guys are like monsters are on your farm stealing your crops, and your one guy comes over with a fucking AK and just starts shooting them to death, shooting them to death, and you're like, oh, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, who would have thought? But do you think this game will get sued by Nintendo?
Honestly, Nintendo's gonna be like, we've patented the farming simulator game
Yeah,
now,
somehow.
so fuck yourself.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, pretty
I'm
dope.
excited, and it's got online co-op, which a lot of farming games for a
Don't.
while there just didn't have.
Right.
And I'm just really excited. It just looks like everything a farming sim needs, and it just it's got the quality 3D I like about it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, man. That's all the news we got this week. We actually extended the show much longer than I anticipated to be. We actually really got into the show this week. Like, I feel like there was a lot of love and labor that was involved in tonight's show. But any last comments or remarks before we close out this week's episode?
Nope. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hell yeah. We want to shout out everyone who came through and checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you may consume your podcast, because I know there are other apps that appear on my BuzzFeed. I'm like, oh shit, like, okay. But nonetheless, Roger, where can the community find you at?
I'm always on Discord, like all the time. So hop into our Discord, shoot me a message.
And of course, you can check me out at Twitter at Mr. _. Facebook is Vic Brubacher. For any questions, concerns, if you want to come on the show, hit me up there. I do play games on Xbox, which is X Never Space Chillin', or PlayStation, which is VBrew24. And I do have a Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Never Chillin'. I'm thinking about rebooting my streaming schedule and whatnot, but that's a work in progress. But we shall see. But we do want to thank everyone again. And until next week, peace.
Press Start Podcast.